Coming up, MTV Movies meets the cast of Barbie.
I would do anything. I mean, she's the only director I would shave my legs for.
I feel like they all looked at me and they were like, Mommy? Yes, my love.
Where's my dad bod Ken's at?
I know, where is Dad Bod Ken? Hello and welcome to MTV Movies with me, Hannah Flint, and joining me in my dream house, it's the wonderful Megan Crabbe.
Hi, Barbie.
Hi, Barbie.
I'm so happy to be here.
I'm so happy you're here. Look at this, like, girl loving.
Yes, the Barbie dream house is alive and well.
It is. So, okay, on a scale of like 1 to 10, how obsessed have you been with the arrival of this movie?
11,078. I mean, I have been ready and waiting. I have watched all the trailers. I'm so ready.
I literally did a master's in journalism just so I would have an opportunity to talk about Barbie, the film by Greta Gerwig.
And we got some opinions.
Yep, in this episode we are talking all things Barbie. You have been warned.
First up, Hannah and Tyler hosted a live Q&A with the cast. Here's how it went.
Within this world that you created, were there any specific rules that you kind of set, like guidelines for how this Barbie world functions?
Well, yeah, I mean, there was no water, there was no fire, there were no elements except for wind if it makes your hair look good. That was kind of like the decision we came to. There were also 7 suns all the time so that everyone is perfectly backlit. That was a big part of it. And so that our cinematographer was constantly moving all these suns around.
So you play stereotypical Barbie. So how did you work with Greta to kind of bring her out from the kind of blank canvas of femininity that Barbie kind of represents?
I mean, Greta and Noah wrote such an incredible journey for my character in the script that it wasn't hard to find the moments where we could ground her and give her those really like human moments where you as an audience member do have a chance to feel for her. I mean, and that's really a credit to their writing. So beyond that, we had a lot of like really fascinating conversations trying to figure out, I didn't want her to, Barbie's meant to be extremely intelligent, but she hasn't been exposed to so many things and shouldn't have a concept of shame or, there's tons of things she shouldn't be aware of. So to figure out how to play her in a way that is naive but not unintelligent or vapid was an interesting challenge. But Greta found this amazing podcast about a woman who can't or doesn't introspect, doesn't have the voice in her head that most of us do. And that was weirdly like the key to unlocking the character.
Please tell me the podcast. I think many of us might need it.
Yeah, I'd love not to introspect.
Simu, did you expect to be doing so many jazz hands? What was it like to be thrown back with Ryan into this like old school like Hollywood dance fight sequence lucid dream of a moment?
Yeah, it was pretty surreal because I don't necessarily know that you can describe that on a script. So going in, I didn't fully know what that would entail, and then I guess it would be like Simu's Ken does jazz hands dance battle with Ryan's Ken, at which I would have myself quite honestly if I read that. But no, being on set with I would say the king of jazz hands. You were throwing up the jazz hands from like I saw early footage of you, doing the jazz hands. So you've been doing jazz hands for like since I was maybe before I was born. And so I knew I had to. That came out really mean.
Was there like a favorite prop on set that you guys were like, yeah, this is it. I really want this.
The Barbie Dreamhouse car.
slide.
Oh, the slide.
Yeah,
That was
the
great.
slide for sure.
But the Barbie Dreamhouse car, the convertible was amazing.
Yeah.
And you were like contacted your interior designers, like, guys, how do we make this work for our houses? Like, can we do this?
I've literally asked an architect if it's possible to get a slide from my bedroom down to a pool, and they were like, absolutely not. It's not going to happen. I was like, never mind, just in Barbie Land then.
I think you need a second opinion.
Yeah.
So, Barbie, easily the most eagerly awaited movie of all time. Yeah, I said it, of all times. So what did you think of the world Greta Gerwig created?
Babe, I'm still processing. I'm gonna be processing for a while. The layers of this movie, how self-aware it is, how it knows its own potential problematicness and talks about it and makes fun of it. it's almost like a feminist inception.
I remember they were saying that Diablo Cody a few years ago was going to make the movie with Amy Schumer as a lead, and she said that it was going to be more girl boss. And I love the fact that in this one it was like, no, let's deal with what Barbie is and what it's meant to be and how different versions of it is supposed to be inspiring young ladies into doing whatever they want. But the reality is not the Barbie expectation. And the fact that we have the Barbie land and the real world and the discovery of that, the way she gets out of the Matrix, it's insane. And also like the set design of it, you know, it felt like one of these old Hollywood kind of like 30s, 40s, 50s kind of films with the very like technicolor poppiness of it. It's just beautiful.
No detail was spared. Like, I recognized Barbie houses that I had or that I wanted, outfits that are like archival Barbie outfits. The fact that they don't walk down the stairs, they float as if a child is carrying them. It's just every detail.
Yeah, it wasn't just a dream house, it was a dream cul-de-sac. So I kind of really love how much you said earlier, like how it grapples with what it means to be women, the themes of it, the kind of toxic pressure to be, as women, likable, to be everything at once to everyone, but then also kind of like juxtaposing that with male fragility. But in this, obviously, like blonde fragility. I thought that was really fun. How did you think about the kind of tone of that?
I thought it was freaking hilarious. I mean, the fragile masculinity of it was perfectly done, so comical. I think there's certain people who aren't gonna like it, but that means that it's amazing. That means that you're doing something right. And I think so many of us who do identify as feminists, we are constantly grappling with the fact that we hold these beliefs and we're still within patriarchy. You know, we wanna be more than how we look, and we still recognize that sometimes we come to a film set and we put makeup on our faces. That you know, contradiction within ourselves. And I feel like the film really, really did nail that.
Yeah, and the imposter syndrome and the idea that you're supposed to do something. And I think the fact that we get down to like ordinary Barbie, where it's like, can she just be like mundane? Can just women just like not have to be aspirational? Can we just live our lives? Can we just live our lives?
Can I just wake up in my dream house, wave hello to my bestie and go play some chess by the pool, please? With Lizzo singing in the background, it's not too much to ask.
What I kind of love as well is the fact that with stereotypical Barbie, the fact that she suddenly starts having intrusive thoughts, that she suddenly starts fearing death, that she gets kind of like cellulite. There's these different versions of what would Barbie be like if it wasn't conforming to these very rigid expectations of successful women or like the perfect woman. Like, how do you think that that kind of storyline played out?
I am gonna say, I could have done without the jokes about cellulite. I'm a big fan of cellulite. It's beautiful, it's natural, let's embrace it. We don't need those jokes. And also, I wanted more plus size representation there. We had Sharon Rooney, who was the one plus size Barbie, but out of a whole cast, we could add some more, you know. What did you think about the representation? What did you want more of?
I think what I expected more was some more Barbie hijinks, but like not our main Barbie, but the supporting Barbies. I feel like there was so much Ken action in this, not just from Ryan Gosling. I mean, the fact that the Kens get this whole massive musical number, like it's not just a small one, they get a massive fight scene and a musical number, which was amazing. I loved it, but I couldn't help but thinking, okay, where is the Barbie equivalent of this? Here's some more from the Barbie cast.
If you were cast away onto like a desert island, talking about like going to find that real life Barbie, if you was to take one Barbie or one Ken onto that island with you, who you taking and why?
Margot Barbie, because Margot will survive. I want her on every plane flight I ever take. I feel like she could, I don't know, she's
Australian?
yeah, she's Australian. It's like, it's just, there's an inner, like, I feel like she could figure out how to like lash a raft together, you know? Don't be fooled by those heels and that face. She can do things.
America. So you obviously enter Barbie Land, but you do have a Fast and Furious moment. So on a scale of from 1 to family, how Dominic Toretto did you feel shooting it?
I felt so cool. Is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt amazing. And another moment that was like action-y, I don't know if this is a spoiler. Can I?
Yes,
Yeah. There's a moment in Barbie Land where the car flips over and I had no idea how we were gonna do it. And I got to do this insane stunt and it was so much fun. Like I had never done stunts like that before. It's very cool.
I mean, speaking of the stunts on set, boys, how fun was it to do the fight scene?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
But yeah, go ahead.
Unless
Yeah.
you
The
don't know
redacted
about
scene.
the facts.
I feel like they all looked at me and they were like, "Mommy, can I talk about it?" Yes, my love.
It was the most fun. It was, I mean, you imagine, you know, everything that I think America and everyone has been saying about the set that Greta created in the world is that everything is about play. Everything is about this free kind of like childlike state where you can do anything, and therefore like lacrosse sticks can be deadly weapons. And you know, you can like flex so hard at someone that they just get like overwhelmed by it, you know, and tennis balls can drop you, and you can ride the little the horsey on a stick.
Without context, this is going to sound so strange.
It is.
Just watch the movie. This will all make sense when you see the movie.
There are people watching this and going, "This is selling it for me. This is it. I'm ready."
I'm in.
Will Ferrell, gotta give a shout out. I mean, Will Ferrell is just insanely good. But I always feel like he's the type of guy who will throw out a different line each take. You have no idea what you're going to expect. So how is that like playing opposite him? Again, going back to like, did it break a lot? Was there a particular line that was in the movie or maybe didn't get into the movie that sticks in your mind?
Well, mommy. There's a discontinued character named Midge who's pregnant, who he comes across, and he had each take, he had a new reaction to seeing Midge, and I feel like there could be a blooper reel of just that. One time he just screamed in terror, and you know that was enough. But he's brilliant.
And there was like the costumes, like everything that went into it. Was there anything that you stole from set? Anything that you was like, nah, this is too good. I'm gonna keep this. This is coming back with me.
I wanted to steal a lot of things, but I actually didn't.
Yeah, it was the gold and white onesie for me.
I think I knew that. They were like, Simo's taking the onesie.
I did, but I was very polite. I was very polite about it. I led up, like, I dropped hints for weeks to the costume department. I was like, you should make more. Like, maybe there should be a double of this. You should make sure, just in case something happens to one of them. And I was just kind of seeding that. And then, you know, I wouldn't dare put the production in a bind. You know, I just, knowing that they were okay though, I did.
Did you give it back?
Absolutely not.
America's disgusted.
And the final question we've had in here as well is, what was the final scene that you filmed, and how emotional was it when you rapped?
Do you know what the coolest thing is? The final scene we filmed was the final scene in the movie. Like the very last line of the movie was the last thing we filmed. And we were very emotional.
Yeah, well, Margot had told me earlier in the day that she was not feeling emotional at all. And she was like, I'm fine leaving this behind. And I was like, oh, I'm so glad you're so well adjusted. And then luckily, she started weeping. And then we both cried. And then I think we made a video for you, Ryan. Yeah. Yes. Oh, good.
I didn't text you back.
Left it on red.
Double blue tick, done.
Is this an intervention?
And then we had the rap party that night, which is always fun when you have the rap party the night that you rap. So it was great.
So we've just heard from some of the cast there. What did you think of the performances? Let's start with Margot.
Yeah, I think the beauty of this role is that like Barbie is kind of like whatever you make her to be. And in this one, she's stereotypical. And we know Margot is stereotypically beautiful, stunning, gorgeous, charming, all those things. So she brought all that to the role. But I think the actor comes out, the like Oscar nominee comes out. There's so much pathos, there's so much interiority and emotionality where she's kind of like suddenly awakening like to her kind of humanity. This is where I kind of feel like the Pinocchio, like I want to be a real one. What does it mean to be human? And we go on that kind of journey, that emotional journey that she goes on. What did you think of Margot?
I will say that I believed her. I believed the journey when she started to wake up to the real world and she had the tears in her eyes for the first time, crying for the first time. I felt it. I think she really nailed all of the layers of Barbie.
Yeah, 100%. And also Ryan Gosling being the most himbo he's ever been. I mean, I feel like we don't even need to say what Kennedy is. It's just, that's it.
He was freaking brilliant, wasn't he? He was hilarious. He was like self-aware. He was silly. I couldn't have cast anyone better.
You know what? I feel like it's okay for me to objectify Ken because that's the purpose of it. He did have his shirt off for majority of the film. I kept on staring at his sternum and like seeing like how mountainous his pecs were, and I was like, God, how many hours days, months in the gym to get that perfection.
I mean, talk about unrealistic beauty standards.
I know, right? Barbie's having more body positivity. Where's all the body positive Kens?
Where's my dad bod Kens at?
I know, where is Dad bod Ken? So let's broaden it out to the supporting characters. Any standouts for you?
America Ferrera can do no wrong. She's everything. She's everything. She's meant so much to me. Just because the characters she's played, they've always been, you know, questioning the beauty standard or questioning what it means to be a successful woman. I've just loved her since Ugly Betty. Superstore's one of my favourite sitcoms of all time. She can do no wrong, and I think she nailed this role. She was made for it.
Yeah, she is like our relatable queen in this film. So let's talk about Greta Gerwig. I kind of love the fact that she wrote Frances Ha, she wrote Lady Bird, and we had Little Women, and now with Barbie, it's this kind of real journey of like what it is to be a woman.
She's just the queen of complex female characters, isn't she? And that's such a weird phrase, complex female characters. Obviously to us is just women. It's just what we are. She just has a way of representing us that is very relatable, very real, makes the points but doesn't feel too preachy. I would hope that people who go to see this, who maybe even don't identify so much as feminists, they're still going to take something away from it.
MTV Movies went to the London premiere where the Barbie cast met Barbie.
If you could bring anything from Barbie Land into the real world, what would it be?
Issa Rae as president.
I feel like everyone has said that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You know what? I said it in an interview today, and I feel like they're all stealing my answer. I'll think of something else soon, yeah. The slide. I'll take the slide. The next best thing, right? Yeah.
Talk to me a bit about working with Greta, because she is an incredible director. What was it building that creative relationship like?
I would do anything. I mean, she's the only director I would shave my legs for. Put it that way?
Yeah. If you were to pair Barbie with another movie, an iconic double bill, what movie would you pair with Barbie?
You know what? I think Barbie and Clueless would work really well together. That is like an iconic pairing, and Clueless to me was an instant classic when it came out. Like the young girl version of me remembers watching that, and I can watch it as an adult and catch so many new things. And I feel like Barbie is for young girls, and you can instantly watch this as an adult and appreciate it as a classic.
So obviously for many of the audience, this film hit the nostalgia nail right on the head. Weird Barbie being a particular favourite. So tell me about your Weird Barbie.
I feel like it's a very intimate question. You know, the things we did to our Barbies and made them do. It's very explorative.
Do we need to do a true crime episode on like what you did to Barbie?
Listen, the things I did with Barbie and Action Man, unspeakable. We're not going to get into it.
Education starts whenever.
It truly does.
Drop us a comment below with your favourite Barbie moment and tell us all about your weird Barbie. We'll see you back here very soon. So, shall we get back to Barbie Land?
The first step is always roller skating.
I literally go nowhere without them.
Are we going now?
Yeah, okay.
Okay. You good?
I might need a little push.
Okay, I got you.
Come on, Barbie. Let's go party.